Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with 5 sport predictions for the 2022 year, basically. I almost called it a season, but it's for the year. New Year's just came around, so happy New Year to everybody. I know this video is coming out a few days after New Year's, but I thought it would be a cool idea to go ahead and create and come up with 5 predictions for the 2022 year in the year of sports. You can hold me to these predictions if you want. Before I continue though, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Really appreciate if you do that. I do have a channel update. I think that I'm gonna come out with that maybe in mid February. Maybe not an update. But I have a new camera now, which I'm gonna be using a lot more. So there's gonna be a lot more of face videos where you see my face in them. So I can't wait for that. But anyways, let's get into this. 5 sport predictions for the 2022. I took one from each sport that I like. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll kick it off with the one in MLB. I think the Oakland Athletics are going to announce this year that they're going to be moving to Vegas and become the Las Vegas Athletics. And that move, and they're going to announce that move happens in 2024. Um, Listen, Major League Baseball wants this to happen. Um, Oakland Athletics and the city of Oakland have had issues negotiating deals in past years for leasing the Coliseum to them. Um, Oakland, I don't like bashing cities, but there's a reason why the Raiders moved out. The city of Oakland does not want to pay for a new stadium. Las Vegas is one of, if not the biggest growing city in the whole country. So I know every sports league wants to get in there. NHL got in there with an expansion team. Um, with the Golden Knights. I'm not an NHL fan, but I know about that. NFL, the Raiders moved to Vegas. I think the Athletics moved to Vegas. I think Vegas wants to have all 4 sports teams after being shut out for so many years because of the whole betting thing. But now you can bet wherever. Um, so believe that the Oakland Athletics are going to become the Las Vegas Athletics in 2024. They're going to announce it this year. I know Major League Baseball is in a lockout right now. I still think they announce at some point this year, though. All right, next prediction. Um, this is the NBA one. Also with expansion. I think the NBA is going to announce an expansion teams this year. 2 of them. They're going to go back to Seattle. They're going to bring back the Supersonics, and then kind of what I said previously. They're going to want to put a team in Vegas, I believe, and they're going to put a team in Vegas, an expansion team in Vegas, and then they're going to bring back the Supersonics. I know there was talks about the Timberwolves possibly moving to Seattle. Um, I don't see. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't mind seeing that only because I don't think the Timberwolves would bring anything to the table. And I think maybe like a whole new brand and everything might be good for that organization. I know A Rod Alex Rodriguez owns the team and he's interested in that. I know he played for the Mariners. That was the team that he basically came up through the system with. Um, but I think the NBA wants to keep the Timberwolves in Minneapolis, probably because Minneapolis is a big market. I mean, it's the whole state of Minnesota. You also have some of Wisconsin, some of Iowa, the Dakotas. I mean, it's a bigger market than what you think. Because I know, and Minnesota is a bigger state than what I think a lot of people think. I think some people think it's just a city and maybe some land. It's a lot bigger state than what you think. Um, so I do believe that they probably want to keep the Timberwolves in Minneapolis, and they're just going to expand with 2 teams. And also, I think this is going to happen in 2024 as well. All right, now next prediction. This is the college football prediction. I think Texas A&M will win the college football playoff championship. I think they will be the champions. I know we still have the championship with Alabama and Georgia. I know we still have that, but these are 2022 predictions. I technically count the championship game coming up here next Monday as the 2021 season, um, even though it is in 2022. I do think that A&M will win the college football playoff and will win the championship. They're so close. Um, if Haynes King didn't get injured, I feel like they would have definitely had more of a say than what they did. Um, but I think A&M, the way they're recruiting and everything, I mean, they only have the top class this year. They're recruiting with Alabama and Georgia, so they're there talent wise. They beat Alabama this year, pulled off that massive upset as an unranked team, beating up one Alabama there in that huge game there. So, in my opinion, I do think that Texas A&M. I do think they will be one of the teams talked about winning a championship. Um, and maybe I change my mind when we get to July and August, but when we do our college football predictions. But in my opinion, as of right now, I'm going to go on a bit of a limb and say that Texas A&M wins the 2022 college football championship. All right, this is the NFL one. All right, so what? Stay with me here. I think there's gonna be a lot of quarterback moves this season, this off season, and I decided for my NFL prediction, I just predicted where everybody's gonna go. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to become a Raider. Um, I just have a gut feeling that's where he's gonna end up in the silver and black. I know a lot of people are saying Denver. I know people are saying Pittsburgh possibly, and I could see both of those. Don't get me wrong. Um, I do think that Aaron Rodgers, though, ends up as a Raider. I think they want to make a splash move there in Vegas. I feel like they feel like they're on the Cups. Um, I mean, it's an upgrade. Aaron Rodgers is an upgrade with Derek Carr, even if you're a Derek Carr fan. I think they want to make a splash here in Vegas. Aaron Rodgers is a Raider. Big Ben is a Bronco. I know. And last night, I'm happy that Big Ben got a win or 2 nights ago rather. I'm filming this Wednesday morning. I'm happy that Big Ben got a win in his final game at Heinz Field as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I still think Big Ben wants to compete. I know. I do think, kind of thinking about it, because I did type this up on like December 30th. I just haven't really gotten a chance to film it. Um, kind of lean towards he might just retire, but I still think there's a competitive edge in him. It would not surprise me if he decides, hey, I want to go I still want to play for a year or two. Sort of like what Phil Rivers did after after the Chargers decided to move on from him. I think he ends up as a Bronco. I mean, I don't know, um, but I feel like the Broncos, if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, which I don't think they will, if they don't get Deshaun Watson, which I don't think they will, might get desperate. Um, I know the Raiders do not want to trade in the division, so that's why I didn't pick their car there. So I went with Big Ben as a Bronco. Maybe he signs a 2-year deal. This is his 18th season. Maybe it's like maybe he sits there and it's like I want to play for 20 years. Signs a 2-year deal with the Broncos. Fixes that quarterback situation short term. Deshaun Watson is a Panther. Listen, it's between the Panthers and Dolphins. I think who he gets traded to. I went with the Panthers because AFC. He's on an AFC team. I don't think the Texans want to trade him within the AFC. Even though I have seen the Texans do some dumb stuff, so you never know. But I think he ends up as a Panther. Sam Darnold. Uh, bust. I mean, I'm done with Sam Darnold. I do not think he is gonna be in the NFL much longer. Maybe as a backup, he could be pretty good for a while, but as a third overall pick in the draft, he has been a bust in my opinion. Cam Newton, God bless him. I'm happy he's back in Carolina. He's not the future, so I think Deshaun Watson ends up as a Panther. I think he will be playing Week 1 next year as a Carolina Panther. These next two stick with me because this involves the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. Um, Derek Carr ends up as a Seahawk. It's obvious Derek Carr is not going to be backing up Aaron Rodgers. He's too good not to be a backup. He ends up as a Seahawk. The reason why is Russell Wilson. I think he's out of Seattle after this year. I really do. I can't pinpoint where he is going to be because a lot of people are saying the Giants. I do not see the Giants. I just don't see him going to the Giants. I think the Giants situation is very bad. And let me just say this about the Giants real quick. For them to sit there and say we were bringing back Joe Judge and not Derek Carr, Daniel Jones for another year, I think is a middle finger to the fans. I really do. I'm not going to get much into it, but I think they need to just start over, draft a new quarterback, and get a new head coach. And fire the GM as well, even though I think they are going to fire Gettleman. Gettleman's been a disaster there with the Giants. But anyways, back to this prediction here. Um, I think Russell Wilson. I couldn't pinpoint where he was gonna go, so I went with and I know I put their old name that we're not supposed to use. Um, I picked because I didn't feel comfortable typing out Washington football team, but in my opinion, I think he's gonna end up in Washington. I think he's going to end up in Washington. Um, he's back. He's on the East Coast. I think I know his wife Sierra wants to get back on the East Coast. I think she wants to be in New York. But I think she would sell with Washington. And basically, yeah, I mean, you look at, I think he'll be great with Washington, Russell Wilson. Derek Carr, there's an opening in Seattle. Um, Seattle's kind of at a point that I feel like they might just go for it. So they'll bring in Derek Carr, probably trade a second round pick for Derek Carr and go get him. You don't see Pittsburgh on here. I think Pittsburgh trades up and drafts a quarterback this upcoming draft. So these are the big quarterback moves I see for this offseason in the NFL. Hopefully, I get some of these correct. I hope I get all of them correct, but I definitely see some of these happening. And then the last one, college basketball prediction. I know a lot of people want Coach K to go out as a champion. This is, if you haven't heard, this is his final year as a head coach. He's retiring after this year. But I actually think Mark Few at Gonzaga is going to get his first national championship. They were so close last year before losing to Baylor, which I predicted correctly. Yeah, I picked Baylor last year to win the whole March Madness. You can go check on McD Sports 4 if you don't believe me. But I think Gonzaga finally wins a national championship, and Mark Few finally gets his first national championship. They've been in the tournament every year with him. They came up short several times. I just think this is the year for him. I know a lot of people want Coach K to win it. He might end up facing Coach K in the Final Four in the championship. We'll see, but I think Gonzaga wins it. I know not a lot of people watch them in the regular season because they're out there in Spokane, and also they play in a conference outside really like St. Mary's. They're not There's really no one in that conference, but I think he wins his first championship. I really do. But anyways, those are my five predictions for this upcoming year in 2022 for sports. Comment down below. Tell me your predictions. Tell me what you think of my predictions. You might think I'm an idiot for these predictions. You can say that. I don't care. But thanks for watching the video. Hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to your channel. Greatly appreciate you do that. This is McD the Beast signing off.